In Jeddah, nothing stays still. One session you're on top, the next you're in the wall. Red Bull stumbled, then struck back. McLaren led, then lost it all. And in the shadows, a rookie rose above the noise. From the very first lap on Friday to the final shock in Q3, the 2025 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix weekend has been nothing short of electric. This is the full story, told like you've never heard it before. Welcome to F1 Untold Racing. Jeddah, the fastest street circuit in the world. With 27 corners and average speeds exceeding 250 kilometers per hour, it's a place where precision meets peril. On this Friday afternoon, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix weekend commenced with anticipation. In a surprising turn, Pierre Gasly topped the timesheets for Alpine with a lap time of 1 minute 29.239 seconds. His performance edged out championship leader Lando Norris by a mere 0.007 seconds, showcasing Alpine's potential on this challenging circuit. McLaren continued to demonstrate their strong form, with Norris and teammate Oscar Piastri securing second and fourth fastest times, respectively. Their consistent performance indicates a team ready to challenge at the front. Ferrari's Charles Leclerc secured the third fastest time, while Mercedes' George Russell and Williams' Alex Albon rounded out the top six. The midfield battle remains tight, with several teams showing competitive pace. Defending champion Max Verstappen and teammate Yuki Tsunoda faced challenges, finishing 9th and 10th, respectively. Verstappen reported difficulties with the car's balance, indicating work ahead for Red Bull. The session saw drivers pushing the limits, with several close calls but no major incidents. The Jeddah circuit's high-speed nature demands precision, and teams used FP1 to gather crucial data for the weekend. Here's how the top 10 finished in FP1. 1. Pierre Gasly, Alpine, 1 minute 29.239 seconds. 2nd, Lando Norris, McLaren, plus 0.007 seconds. 3. Charles Leclerc, Ferrari, plus 0.070 seconds. 4th, Oscar Piastri, McLaren, plus 0.102 seconds. 5. Alexander Albon, Williams, plus 0.367 seconds. 6. George Russell, Mercedes, plus 0.379 seconds. 7. Carlos Sainz, Williams, plus 0.582 seconds. 8. Lewis Hamilton, Ferrari, plus 0.596 seconds. 9. Max Verstappen, Red Bull, plus 0.680 seconds. 10th. Yuki Tsunoda, Red Bull, plus 0.698 seconds. As teams analyze data and adjust setups, the battle intensifies. With qualifying and the race ahead, every detail counts in the quest for victory under the lights of Jeddah. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting golden hues over the Jeddah Corniche circuit, the McLaren duo emerged as the stars of the evening. Lando Norris, with a blistering lap of 1 minute 28.267 seconds, led the pack, closely followed by his teammate Oscar Piastri, just 0.163 seconds behind. This performance wasn't just about speed, it was a statement. McLaren's MCL39 showcased its prowess, especially in the cooler, more representative conditions of the night session. The team's setup seemed dialed in, and both drivers exuded confidence, hinting at a potential shift in the season's dynamics. Max Verstappen, the reigning champion, wasn't far off the pace. Clocking in at third with a time of 1 minute 28.547, he demonstrated that Red Bull remains a formidable force. While McLaren stole the spotlight, Verstappen's consistency suggests that he's biding his time, ready to strike when it counts. Ferrari's evening was a tale of two drivers. Charles Leclerc secured fourth place, showcasing the SF25's potential. However, Lewis Hamilton, still acclimating to his new team, struggled with grip issues, finishing 13th. Hamilton's radio messages conveyed his frustration, indicating that there's work to be done before qualifying. Carlos Sainz continued to impress with Williams, clinching 5th place. His performance underscores the team's upward trajectory this season. Teammate Alex Albon also made his mark, finishing 10th, signaling that Williams is becoming a consistent midfield contender. The session wasn't without incident. Yuki Tsunoda brought out the red flags after a crash at the final corner. Clipping the inside wall, he damaged his suspension, ending his session prematurely. Fortunately, Tsunoda emerged unscathed, but the incident serves as a reminder of Jeddah's unforgiving nature. Gabriel Bortoledo faced setbacks even before hitting the track. A fuel leak in his Sauber prevented him from participating in FP2-. A significant loss of valuable track time for the rookie. Meanwhile, other newcomers like Kimi Antonelli and Isaac Hadjar used the session to gather crucial data, aiming to make their mark in the upcoming qualifying rounds. As the teams analyze data and fine-tune their setups, the stage is set for an exhilarating qualifying session. Will McLaren maintain their dominance? Can Verstappen challenge their supremacy? And how will the rookies fare under the Jeddah lights? In the heart of Jeddah, where the Red Sea breeze meets roaring horsepower, Free Practice 3 turned the tide of the weekend. While all eyes were on Max Verstappen to dominate once again, it was McLaren, yes, McLaren, that made the biggest noise on Saturday. Lando Norris delivered a lightning-fast lap with Oscar Piastri breathing down his neck. Red Bull wasn't on top. Ferrari wasn't on top. This was orange, on fire. Welcome back to F1 Untold Racing, and this is your full FP3 recap from the 2025 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Free practice. 3 began under a glowing Saudi sun, but it didn't take long before McLaren lit up the timing screens. Lando Norris went fastest with a scorching 1 minute, 27.489 seconds, showing surgical precision through the tight corners of Sector 2 and raw confidence into the ultra-fast chicane before the final straight. Right behind him, Oscar Piastri, just 0.024 seconds adrift. The Papaya cars looked smooth, balanced, and more importantly, fast in all 3 sectors. It wasn't just about one-lap pace either. The team's race simulations from FP2 were already solid. Now, they look like the full package. With McLaren flying, the rest of the grid found themselves chasing shadows. George Russell salvaged pride for Mercedes by going 3rd fastest, but he was over 0.6 off Norris's best. Max Verstappen, widely expected to bounce back after a less-than-perfect FP2, had to settle for 4 pesos. His Red Bull looked twitchy on entry, especially through the sweeping right of turn 13. Could it be setup-related, or are Red Bull genuinely under pressure? Charles Leclerc took P5 for Ferrari, consistent but not electrifying. The Ferrari looked good in high-speed sections, but struggled slightly under braking, something that could hurt them come qualifying. Perhaps the biggest surprise beyond McLaren came from Williams. Alex Albon put in a blinding lap to go 6th, and teammate Carlos Sainz, still adapting to the Grove-based team after moving from Ferrari, was right behind in P7. It wasn't just a lucky run. Both cars looked stable and well-suited to the low-drag setup needed on Jeddah's long straights. Sainz in particular seems to be relishing his new environment. Calm on the radio, confident in the garage, and delivering lap times that demand respect. After a crash in FP2, Yuki Tsunoda bounced back strongly in FP3. The new Red Bull recruit put in a respectable 9th, behind Pierre Gasly, who managed 8th for Alpine, a much-needed boost for the struggling French team. Gasly looked hooked up through the tight S's, while Tsunoda played it safe but steady, ensuring no more costly errors. And rounding out the top 10, none other than Andrea Kimi Antonelli. The teenage sensation, making waves in his first season with Mercedes. His P10 finish shows he's learning fast, and he's not afraid to push. It's still a strange sight, Lewis Hamilton in red. Now racing for Ferrari, the 7-time world champion finished a disappointing 12th in FP3. Struggling with understeer and unable to find rhythm in the tight, technical middle sector, Hamilton's adaptation to the Ferrari appears far from over. The setup still isn't to his liking, and time is ticking if he wants to challenge for pole tonight. While the headlines will scream McLaren fastest, there's more underneath the surface. Red Bull's long-run pace, particularly Verstappen's consistency on the medium compound, remains a weapon. But McLaren's advantage in low fuel trim is real, and that counts for qualifying. As for Ferrari and Mercedes, they're in the mix, but they'll need a perfect lap to disrupt the orange storm. As the floodlights come on and engines fire up for qualifying, the big questions hang heavy in the desert air. Can McLaren turn FP3 dominance into pole? Will Max Verstappen find that extra 10th when it matters? And can Carlos Sainz or even rookie Antonelli shake up the established order? One thing's for sure, FP3 was no fluke, and qualifying might just rewrite the script of 2025. Hit that like button, subscribe to F1 Untold Racing, and drop your predictions below. We'll be back. Under the dazzling lights of the Jeddah Corniche circuit, the 2025 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix qualifying session unfolded with high drama, precision, and unexpected turns. Max Verstappen, the formidable force from Red Bull, showcased his prowess by clinching pole position with a blistering lap time of 1 minute 27.294 seconds. This achievement marked a significant statement in his campaign, especially after trailing in earlier practice sessions. Oscar Piastri of McLaren was a mere 0.010 seconds behind, securing the second spot on the grid. His performance underscored McLaren's competitive edge and his personal growth as a formidable contender. Mercedes' George Russell and Ferrari's Charles Leclerc locked in the third and fourth positions respectively, setting the stage for a thrilling front-row battle. The session's most dramatic moment came when championship leader Lando Norris crashed at Turn 5 during Q3. Despite leading in earlier sessions, this mishap relegated him to the 10th position on the starting grid, adding a twist to the championship narrative. Carlos Sainz delivered an impressive performance, qualifying 6th for Williams. This result marked his best with the team, showcasing his adaptability and skill. Rookie Andrea Kimi Antonelli made headlines by qualifying 5th in his Mercedes, outpacing seasoned drivers and signaling a promising future. Lewis Hamilton, now with Ferrari, secured the 7th spot. His journey with the new team continues to be one of adaptation and determination. As the sun sets over Jeddah, the stage is set for a Grand Prix filled with anticipation, strategy, and the relentless pursuit of victory. Stay tuned as the story unfolds. Qualifying gave us thrills, heartbreaks, and plot twists no one saw coming. Verstappen is back on pole. McLaren is closer than ever. And the grid is set for a showdown under the lights. But remember, in Jeddah, it's not where you start, it's how you survive. The race is coming, and with walls this close and stakes this high, anything can happen. This was your full Saudi Arabian Grand Prix weekend breakdown, right here on F1 Untold Racing. Like, subscribe, and drop your race predictions in the comments below. Who's taking victory on Sunday? See you after the checkered flag.